Hello. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Idia Aisien in the house. What you gonna do? Hey guys, this is X Conversations with Idia Aisien. Get ready for a spicy, funny, shady show. Which African actor would you love to collaborate with and why? Male or female, right? It can be either. Which African actor would you love to collaborate with and why? African actor. I would say African actor for now. I would say Nsekwe Etim. I feel like she's been doing this for a very long time. She is a classic. She is unaged. She's exactly the same, like, since the first time I saw her on screen. She has so much depth. She knows how to bring characters to life. And I feel like if I ever did a movie, I would make sure I wrote a very exceptional character for her. She makes me excited to watch movies. Yeah. Now for the black. Oh, it's blank. It's like, if you could use your platform to raise awareness about one issue, what would it be? Wow, this is the best question I've gotten. If I could use my platform to raise awareness, right now what I'm working on pushing more is people with disabilities. I recently had a very, very terrible accident, and I realized that so many things that I had taken for granted, you know, like speaking, moving, those things were so hard to do. So I really want to sort of use my voice, partnerships, my platform to see how I can help more in that area. I'm coming up with a clothing line called Fashion Able, and that is supposed to be clothing, adaptive clothing. So clothing that makes it easier for people that are staying in clinics for a long period of time to be able to wear clothes. So basically magnets instead of buttons and zips. Wide leg pants for people that have casts. I was in a cast for a while. It was hard to wear trousers of any kind. Big overalls, things like that. Just stuff that makes clothing more easy. And then obviously we're also trying to invest in like technology, you know, the machines that make it easy for them to respond easily. We don't need to have as many cases as we do in Nigeria where people are like, oh, if I have a bone break, I have to fly abroad. No, we want to make it easier for people to be able to get the kind of care they need. I had my accident abroad and the food in the hospital made me want to die. So I would want a situation where maybe partnering with like some catering companies so that we can make sure that every single person has the access to a good meal. You don't have to be rich to eat well in a hospital. It's not fair. So just a little initiative here and there to sort of do my part in that. Sorry, I spoke for long. Next, black question. What is the craziest fan interaction you have ever experienced? Oh my God. Okay, so this one is, I don't even know if it's funny or if it's creepy. There is a girl. She is from, I think, Gambia or somewhere. So she used to write me on Instagram and I didn't think anything of it. I'm a very, I wouldn't say open person, but I'm a very friendly person sometimes. Now, I respond to people on IG because I know what it feels like. I've reached out to Viola Davis, Anthony Joshua, different people. And yeah. Anyway, so I know what it feels like to really want to send a message of encouragement or love to somebody that you enjoy watching. So I respond to people. So I was responding to this girl and she would always say, oh, you know, I've sent you this gift, I've sent you that. And I'm not as comfortable receiving things from people because as much as I love to share light, it's not really about what I can get. Anyway, so she sent me something and she claimed it was at Western Union or whatever, and it was like money, it was a bottle of like expensive wine, some things that she sent somewhere else, like she mailed stuff to me, and I never went to go get it because I didn't understand why I was taking thousands of euros from this person. Anyway, long story short, she made a video, and in the video she was wearing a necklace that said Idia. And she was crying and screaming, and she was like, I will never, ever, ever support you again. I hate you. She got really emotional, and I didn't understand it. And my family was like, does she like girls? Because we don't really, at that time in my home, they don't really understand this whole fan thing. They don't understand this whole celebrity thing. So they were like, what's going on? She has gone on since then to make, I would say, tens of fake profiles. She attacks me on TikTok, she attacks me on Instagram, she attacks me on Snapchat. She will make a profile, but the profile always has her initials, GWNOR, whatever. It always has her initials, and she rearranges it, whatever, so I always know it's her. She'll be like, oh, everybody hates you, you're never going to be that famous, your movies are going to flop. Like, she comes for me all the time. So I think it's unfortunate that love can easily become hate. Not interested in that kind of love. Thank you. And my last question from the black pile. I like these questions, actually. Got to talk about some things I haven't really spoken about. Share your honest opinion about how actors dress to Nigerian movie premieres. Excuse me? How actors? Well, in my opinion, I would say that we come correct. I would say that right now, on the map globally, Nigerians are some of the best dressed celebrities in the world, and I say it with my full chest. I think that many times people will troll us and say, oh, you know, they seem to be spending a lot on clothing, or they're always like wearing new stuff that they probably wear only once and whatever. But guess what? We're giving dress codes. We dress like that because there's always like, there's a call to the bar, there's a call to the occasion. They tell us what to wear. They say, come in your most flamboyant, blah, blah, blah. Everybody comes flamboyant. Come in this, come in that. Come dressed as a chicken. We will come. Do you understand? We'll be the most fabulous chickens. So I think that we come correct, my opinion. And I can't be hating on people when I know I'm extra. So thank you.
Thank you.
Should I do some more? Okay. If you could change one thing about Nollywood, what would it be? Easy. If I could change one thing about Nollywood, it would be the structure. I feel like we have extremely talented actors. We have extremely talented scriptwriters, the set builders. We have extremely talented directors, producers, etc. Now, one of the things that I think is affecting our structure is that there will be people that would always go into rooms, and because not a lot of people get an opportunity to be in those rooms, when certain people go into those rooms, they don't leave the door open for others to come in. I think we need to build structures when we get an opportunity at the table that will allow more Nigerians to get those opportunities, because guys, we are only as successful as the majority of us, as the average of us. So if it's one Nigerian that is like a big deal across the world and everybody else doesn't get to eat, or everybody else doesn't get to build, then guess what? The average of the industry is still low. And I think we really need to work on our structure for future generations. I feel like a lot of international platforms that came into the continent are not necessarily seeing the the ROI, the return on investment that they're putting into Nigeria. And I think that most of the time is because a lot of people are only looking out for themselves in terms of like creating movies on those platforms, or they will go and do their own thing, like less quality movies, maybe on YouTube. This is not to come for, this is not to come for the films on YouTube and stuff like that, but we did have platforms that were really, really pushing to make us global. And I do think that maybe because of that red taping and that lack of access and lack of structure, a lot of people are now just focused on themselves, their popularity, their money that they are getting from YouTube. And I think that they don't understand that we're going back to that home video state where it's the industry as a whole isn't going to rise long term. And I'm saying this from a business perspective. I did study business after all, so yeah. What is the most audacious movie role you've ever played? So one of the movies that's, there are two roles. Okay, I have to pick one. I would say the most audacious movie role I've ever played is in Slum King. It was a series on Showmax. I played twins, Elakeche and Emiene. and Elakeche was intense. Like that particular twin, I used to be like, what's wrong with this girl? And I'm the one acting it. And I used to be like, gosh. I really lose myself in characters. So it was very interesting to bring that character to life. I do feel like she was very ballsy. She did not care about the whole marriage and, you know, setting up a stable home. She was more interested in power and who she would be in the community and stuff like that. So, and nobody really understood her motive. So she was a very intense and mysterious character. So I liked her. I'm sorry, I know you said one, but another character I'm going to talk about is Zola. Zola was one of my favorite characters, and I really pray that Nigeria gets to see it again. Because of the structure and the red taping and the lack of access, this film did not come out. But if it does come out, I think that people are going to have a very different level of respect for me and for what I do. Zola is one of the most annoying, intense characters. She gets under your skin, but you can't help but still love her. So yeah, I really liked that role. I feel like it was very audacious.
Be stuck in a 3-hour meeting or a 7-hour movie set.
7-hour movie set.
What disappoints most mechanic or Taylor?
Taylor.
Name one direct with winner.
Senor.
Mention one Nigeria slang that is where would
Didn't they?
If you could buy one thing in Nigeria, what would it be?
Foolish people.
People on wigs or makeup.
Wigs.
Which is a bigger lie? I'll call you back or I'm on my way.
On my way.
Which is that fine? Good data or true love?
True love.
Which is more fun? What's in a party or attending one?
Attending.
People on Nigerian or Cameroonian jollof?
Nigerian jollof. People don't know that I'm extremely shy. I put myself out there. I go for what I want, but all of this I'm doing because I have an end goal. I am extreme. The reason I haven't given my testimony with, you know, what I told you happened to me with my accident is because I am so nervous about speaking in front of a lot of people, even at church, even at, like, I'm very, if we're like 15 people and we're talking and we're sharing our stories, it's very hard for me. So that's why I love TV, I love cameras, because almost like I'm making love to the camera and everybody else doesn't exist when there's a camera in front of me. Yeah. All right, so guys, 2 truths and a lie. I moved back to Nigeria after 10 years in New York. I speak fluent French. I am in love with an Asian TV character called Jeng Yuk. All right, guys, you've been watching X Conversations with Idia Aisien. I love you all, and I'm so happy that you've gotten to share this experience with me. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you guys again soon. Mwah.